Welcome back to EFD for this week's edition of Euro Transfer Talk. With the transfer window reopening in a matter of weeks and a number of deals already confirmed, it looks like we're in for another busy summer. So as ever, if you hear anything yourself, get your rumours into me at Mike McCubb or the Football Daily account on Twitter with the hashtag TransferTalk. Anyway, let's get on with it. We begin at AC Milan, where, following the exciting reports of Ralf Rangnick's appointment as manager, it looks like there could be some notable business being lined up in the transfer market. According to Calcio Mercato, the Italian club are keen to sign Luka Jovic, who has apparently been deemed a transferable player by Real Madrid boss Zinedine Zidane. The Serbian striker, signed from Eintracht Frankfurt for €60 million last summer, has struggled to settle at the Bernabeu, making just 4 league starts this term. And while the new project at Milan may be an attractive option for Yovich, who has been rumoured to favour a move to the San Siro in the past, the Rossoneri will likely face competition from Leicester and Arsenal for his signature and may not be able to offer him the wages he is currently on in Madrid. These reports have also called into question the future of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who, as things stand, will be a free agent once again this summer. Over the weekend, the Swedish star confirmed no contract extension had yet been agreed at the San Siro, and so any move for Yovich would surely confirm the end of his brief return to Serie A, with the 38-year-old insisting he will not stay unless he can make a meaningful contribution on the pitch. With 5 goals and 3 assists in 12 league games, he has certainly shown he can still do it in the Italian top flight. Before we move on to our next rumour, here's a message from Patrick van Straten about our brand new channel.
Hello, it's Patrick van Straten, just letting you know about our new podcast channel, Football Daily Podcasts. From now on, the Extra Time podcast will be going live over on that channel every week, and it will not be alone. We'll be premiering a European football podcast very soon, headed up by our very own Doogie Critchley. So head over to Football Daily Podcasts if you want to check out the podcast in video form. And of course, you can still get it as an audio download on your favourite podcast app. We hope to see you there. Bye.
Over to Bayern Munich now, as reports this week suggest the German giants could be raiding the Premier League for midfield talent this summer. The newly crowned Bundesliga and DFB Pokal champions may be gearing up for a potential treble this season, but talk in recent weeks has seen key players David Alaba and Thiago Alcantara linked with moves away from the Allianz Arena, with both their contracts due to expire in 2021. And with Corentin Tolisso and Javi Martinez also tipped to leave, the Bayern midfield will potentially need major investment, with French outlet Lady Sport reporting that Tottenham's Tanguy Ndombele and Chelsea's Tiemoue Bakayoko are both targets for the Bavarians. It's understood Bayern would favour a loan move for Ndombele, who cost Spurs a record fee last summer and is also being monitored by Barcelona. Meanwhile, Chelsea apparently value Bakayoko, who has been on loan at Monaco during the 2019-20 season and has 2 years left on his contract at Stamford Bridge at €35 million, with the Frenchman also being linked with PSG and AC Milan. Whether either player is capable of stepping into the shoes of Thiago right now is debatable to say the least, but at 23, Ndombele would at least offer the club longevity and has massive potential. Either way, it could be a summer of midfield upheaval at the Allianz. One of the most talked about moves of the summer, the proposed switch of Lautaro Martinez to FC Barcelona, may now have hit the rocks, after club president Josep Bartomeu suggested the club may have to reassess its pursuit of the Inter Milan striker. In an interview with Catalan broadcaster TV3, Bartomeu revealed negotiations with Inter are halted for the time being, with Barca in a so-called assessment phase in regards to their transfer activity this summer. And according to Marca, the club will need to offload at least one player before they can get the move for Martinez back on track. Clearly, keeping their finances as balanced as possible is a priority for the club this summer, which explains the rather odd deal which saw Artur join Juventus in exchange for Miralem Pjanic and €12 million last month. The report suggests Barca are trying to find a buyer for Felipe Coutinho and could also offer Inter 2 players to sweeten the deal for Martinez. But can you see this transfer happening now, or is the fee for Lautaro just too much for the Blaugrana? Let us know down below. Sticking at the Camp Nou and with President Bartomeu, who has also shed some light on the managerial position at Barca. With pressure mounting on Quique Setien in recent weeks and Javi being continually linked with the job, the Barca president said he thought the former captain would become manager sooner or later, but that he is currently backing Setien. This assertion comes after Javi signed a new contract extension with Qatari club Al Sadd, with Bartomeu insisting he is already discussing plans for next season with the current manager. But with the presidential elections taking place next year, Setien's position may have an expiry date, with hopeful candidate Victor Font doubling down on his pledge to hire Javi as the club's next coach on the weekend. Meanwhile, Bartomeu has revealed the club are in talks with Lionel Messi over a new contract. Speculation around Messi's future has increased in recent weeks, with the Barca captain supposedly unhappy with the club's lack of progress this season. But as things stand, it looks like the Argentinian maestro will be staying in Catalonia. Over at rivals Real Madrid, it looks like another promising youngster could be loaned out this summer. Brahim Diaz, who joined the Spanish Giants from Man City for €17 million back in January 2019, is being linked with a loan move to Real Betis. With Los Blancos stacked with young talent in the forward areas, Diaz has struggled to get any minutes this season, making just 5 sub-appearances in La Liga. And while Takefusa Kubo has impressed on loan at Mallorca, the 20-year-old Spaniard has generally been stubborn in his desire to stay at the Bernabeu and fight for a place in Zidane's starting 11. But it appears he may have had a change of heart. Meanwhile, Betis recently announced the appointment of Manuel Pellegrini, who was Man City boss when they bought Diaz from the Malaga Academy in 2015, and according to Mundo Deportivo, he is keen to link back up with the attacker in Andalusia. With his contract in the Spanish capital running until 2025 and a rumoured €750 million release clause, a permanent switch seems almost impossible. But a loan move seems like a good deal for all parties. Real's short-term priorities lie on getting the most out of record signing Eden Hazard and improving Vinicius and Rodrigo, while Diaz, who turns 21 next month, desperately needs regular game time to ensure his development doesn't stagnate. This transfer gets the EFD seal of approval. We finish off this week at Zenit St. Petersburg, who are apparently preparing a bid for Liverpool's Dejan Lovren. The Croatian centre-back has seen his future at Anfield become uncertain in the last few months and is firmly behind Joe Gomez and Joel Matip in the pecking order. And according to the Liverpool Echo, Zenit are interested in taking on the 31-year-old, but are yet to formally approach the Premier League champions, who have afforded Lovren just 9 league starts this term. However, with his contract due to expire next summer, the club are planning to trigger an extension until 2022. But this doesn't necessarily mean they want to keep him. Rather, it's most likely a way of bumping up the asking price for the veteran this summer. And considering some of the business they've been able to pull off in seasons past, we wouldn't bet against the club recouping a decent chunk of the £20 million they paid for him all the way back in 2014. So that's all we have time for on this week's Euro Transfer Talk. If you enjoyed it, why not leave it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to EFD.